So for our first week, we're going to talk about, in our 4-part series with business insurance, we're going to talk about general liability. Okay. Most people, when they think of general liability, they think of someone that comes in and slips and falls, and that's it. Which, yes, true, that is true, but it is so much more than just someone coming in, tripping, slipping and falling, cutting themselves at your place of business. Okay. It is so much more. It can go into, slip and fall, like I said. If it's just a general office, like a doctor's office, someone goes in there, slips and falls, or any office, it's going to cover slip and fall. But then it also goes into different things. Like if you're a contractor, all right, we insure many home builders. If you're a contractor or anything to do in the construction industry, roofing, brick pavers, landscaping, it also protects your interests from your business from getting sued if you do faulty work. All right. And most of the time, because you're liable for the work that you do and complete. And so it usually protects your business and your completed and ongoing work that you have. So for our contractors, right, they're building homes. If maybe a year or two later, something happens, the whole Chinese drywall thing, right? People back in the day put up Chinese drywall, these builders. Well, those builders probably got sued for putting up that Chinese drywall. And the general liability of those builders would have picked up the lawsuit to pay these people so they can be made back whole and redo the drywall. Okay. Also, if you're a restaurant or a coffee shop, right? General liability could just be serving somebody a coffee and they drink it and get sick because it was contaminated. Or a cookie, if you give somebody a cookie and they eat it and get sick. A restaurant, food poisoning, general liability. Okay. So general liability can be a lot more than just what we think slip and fall. So it is important that when you're starting out a business to always remember that you're going to, need general liability. It doesn't matter what type of work you do, you will need the general liability to help protect your business from being sued and losing all the hard work that you have done to generate the revenue, build a big book of clientele, anything like that. The other part of general liability also includes like professional liability. Okay. So on anybody's policy, we would see general liability. That's going to cover like the slip and fall. Okay. And it's going to cover contractors' work, like continuous and ongoing, like I said. But there's other type of liability in there and people don't know. And it could be professional liability, right? So professional liability would be a profession such as an attorney, okay, or a doctor, somebody that is a professional that does work for you. And if like a doctor, they're going to have malpractice insurance, that malpractice insurance is part of the general liability. It's the professional liability. Okay. So if they mess up on a surgery or something like that, somebody would sue against that professional liability. And it's important to know that depending on the carrier you're dealing with, they may call it professional liability, they may call it general liability, but it all falls under the umbrella of liability. Also, errors and omission. Okay. Errors and omission also is liability protection. And that is used and seen in businesses like insurance agents like us. If I was to, let's say, mess up on somebody's policy, right? I gave them the wrong coverage when they really emailed me, I want 100, 300 liability on my auto insurance. And I gave them 50, 100. And then let's say they got in an accident and they didn't have proper coverage to cover it. And they could show that they asked for something else and I gave it. My errors and omission, that's my general liability. And our industry would pick up that, would cover my business from being sued. Also, realtors. We deal with a lot of realtors in this business, in the insurance business. You realtors out there, you all should have E&O coverage, okay? Whether it's just yourself, and a lot of brokerages really cover it for their brokerage and their team, and the realtors that work there in that brokerage would be covered because whoever the operating principal is or broker of that real estate office, when they get the policy, it's going to encompass everybody underneath them, okay? So it's really important when you are going to start a business, don't just think, oh, I don't need general liability because that's slip and fall. No. General liability can be numerous different things. That's why it's called general liability. It's generalized, right? And depending on your industry, you will have a different type of that general liability. So yes, it includes slipping and falling, and it includes all the other stuff that I just went over. So again, guys, that's this week's series of our 4-part series in business insurance. And next week, we're going to cover commercial property. That is a big one that you guys definitely want to pay attention to, because the way the market is with property insurance and how the hurricane has changed things, it's almost like homeowner insurance. You have to be on the up and up, pay attention to it to know which carriers are doing what and how they're changing coverages to be able to navigate the right policy for you. Okay. So we as agents have to be on the up and up. So if you're just starting out a business and you don't know what to do, give our offices a call. Our Charlotte County office is 941-205-0191. Our Lee County office is 239-552-4111. And we just started a Naples office, and I know this looks crazy, but I don't know that one by heart yet. If you're in Naples and you're starting a business or you have a business down there, our Naples Collier County location is 239-227-2349, or you can visit us at jonesfamilyins.com. And again, we'll be happy to help you out. So again, if you're just starting a business, give us a shout. Let us walk you through what you may or may not need, and then we can go from there. All right. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next week for commercial property.